This is the Water Your Garden podcast. I'm Sarah Michaels. This episode is all about you, your chance to water your own garden, pour into your own life, and grow. Hello. Today on Water Your Garden, I am joined by someone who knows the Detroit Lions like very few do, reporter and host Dannie Rogers. I have become such a big fan of Dannie from following her on social media because she is so honest and raw about the grit and the work it takes to get to where she is in her career. In this episode, we are just having a lot of fun. We're talking about everything. We're talking about how she grew up with goats and two sisters, how she fell in love with sports, her climb and becoming the Detroit Lions reporter in her home state, what it's like to be with the team in arguably the most transformative time in franchise history. We're talking about the Detroit Lions this season. We're talking about the players, what she is experiencing with them. And of course, we're also talking about a bit of beauty. This is an inspiring episode, whether you are looking for advice in your career, being a good person, or you're just a Detroit Lions super fan. This is a fabulous episode to listen to. Dannie Rogers, welcome to Water Your Garden.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a beautiful space. I love the concept. I love everything.
Thank you. I am so excited. And it's fun too because I know you through mutual friends. We've hung out a few times, but now I feel like I really get to know you.
Yeah, so buckle up.
Buckle up.
Yeah, we'll see what I say. I don't know whatever is going to come out of my mouth sometimes, so it's fine.
I can relate to that a lot. Okay, so I would love to get a little background on you to get started.
Yeah.
I know you're from Michigan. Where exactly are you from?
Like, think Ohio.
Oh, really?
As down, like far down as you can get.
Okay.
So Monroe County. Grew up on farmland, 20 acres down there. So a lot of my family's downriver, and then my parents went even more south to Monroe County. So born and raised there, left for 6 months when I went to the University of Arizona in 2021, and then came right back home. So Southeast Michigan has always been home.
Where did you find your love of sports? How did that start for you?
So I'm one of 3 girls.
Oh, really?
So it's
Me too.
interesting. Yes. I'm the middle.
I'm the youngest.
Okay. Our youngest is insane.
Yeah, that's probably what my sisters would say about me.
She was the one sneaking out of the house. She was the one getting the cops called on her.
Couldn't be me.
Okay, so you're all the same, is what you're saying. Yeah, and she's our blondie too. And I'm like,
really?
Okay, yeah. It's just everything they say about the youngest, I feel like is true.
Well,
Wild child.
that's what everyone told me. Okay, so you're one of 3 sisters.
Yeah.
You're in the middle.
I'm the middle. So that means I am the forgotten one, but that's okay.
That's probably what my sister says as well. My middle sister, yeah.
Not to be dramatic or anything, but I remember growing up and watching the Detroit Lions with my dad every Sunday. Like he didn't shove sports down our throats. He kind of let us do whatever we wanted. And we grew up having a lot of animals like goats, geese, ducks, rabbits.
I thought you were going to say dogs, goats.
We had 5 dogs for most of my life.
Wow.
Yes. Like a third of my life, we always had 5 dogs.
All these animals just for fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like we weren't farmers.
Yeah, you just wanted goats.
We just wanted goats. Our 3rd grade teacher had goats, and then we wanted goats. So we're like, can we have some of your goats? And she gave us 4, and then they turned into like 8 because then they had babies. So we had baby goats, and so we were obsessed with them. And I just remember us waking up every morning in the summer, every day really. We learned how to drive what we called was a truckster, which a lot of people would call a Polaris nowadays, just something you can like put pails and buckets of water in. So we learned how to drive a stick on this little truckster, probably like at 8, 9, 10 years old, to go water the goats every morning and feed them.
You're living my dream.
Yeah. I now if you would put me in this situation, like I'd probably be famous for homesteading.
Yes.
But we were homesteading at like 8, 9, 10 years old.
Before it was cool.
Correct. Before we had cell phones, before social media even existed. And my favorite story to come out of that is the baby. We didn't leave her alone with the animals a lot. She was a little intimidated, always intimidated by our German Shepherds, which is interesting because that's all she grew up around. But we left her in the goat cage one day, and we had a pet rooster named Brewster.
Wait,
so
you left your little goat in the goat cage?
No, we left my little sister.
You left your little sister in the goat cage?
She was just in there.
Wait, why would you do that? Why would you put her in the goat cage?
I actually don't know how she was there on her own.
And the way you glazed over that you put your little sister in a goat cage.
So it was probably like, my guess is, because my dad fenced it off. It was probably an acre's worth of fenced off like
Okay,
free
okay,
roam.
okay.
Goats could free roam it.
I was thinking of like a dog kennel, like a cage.
I'm sure we did that. We used to lock her outside of the house when my mom and dad were gone.
Yeah,
We
that checks
used-
out.
We would throw her outside, lock
Yeah.
her out, and then we would give her swirlies. And one time she fought back so hard that we moved the toilet. And my dad came home and saw it right away. He's like, "What the hell did you guys do?" And she pushed back so hard on the toilet.
Good for her.
She's fine now. She's
I need to
doing
meet
great.
her because her and I have a lot in common. My sisters would like pin me down to the stairs. They told me I was adopted. They made fun of like
that's
how
rude.
hairy I was. These girls came after me, but I'm stronger for it. Okay, so you put
100%.
your sister in a goat cage,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and then you started loving football.
Right. But before that, the point of my sister being in the goat cage was that she got attacked by the rooster one time. And then you see my dad running full speed to go get her out of the goat cage. So
Yes.
that's what we grew up with. And then I guess my older sister must have just taken to sports at one point.
Yeah.
And at that time, like by third grade, we were all in travel basketball, softball. My mom thought volleyball was boring, so we didn't really play volleyball. And so, yeah, we grew up around it, played a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tore my ACL sophomore year of high school.
Ouch.
Awful injury. Like you
Yeah.
never hear athletes tearing their ACLs. It's
My
awful.
golden retriever. She tore hers.
Oh my God. I don't
So
even
you
know how
guys have that
dogs-
in common.
I can't even imagine. Thank you. I'm so glad we have something in common.
It was really sad. I always feel dumb when I'm like, oh, my dog did that. But
That's
it was
serious.
very extensive, so I can't imagine on a human.
I can imagine the physical therapy on a dog.
It was sad.
Yeah.
But you tore your ACL.
Yeah. Yes. I tore it on my left leg, didn't go back to basketball, tried to pick up softball after, but it was never really the same. I was like, okay, I still want to be around sports.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we so that led me to the sports broadcasting world. But yeah,
Oh,
long story
cool.
short.
You know what's funny is I think that when people hear about a family with 3 girls, they're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, bows, doing hair, doing makeup, very girly
We
things.
did that. My mom was a hairstylist like
Okay.
us growing up. So we always like had the best hair. Like that's all we did. But we grew up with 20 acres. So we
Yeah.
were out swimming in the pond in the back. We were playing with
So
the dogs. We were
fun.
playing with the goats. So we were just very self-sufficient. My mom was always home, but us 3 you would never know what we'd be doing outside. And she would never know because she couldn't see us. We'd be all the way in the backyard. So we had a blast for sure.
That's what I feel about my sisters and I. We did not have goat cages and things like that, but 3 girls, and
Most
we were
don't.
all super athletic,
Yeah.
like very into sports and everything like that. And I just think people wouldn't always guess that with girls.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to dive into your career. How did you get to be the official reporter for the Detroit Lions? Because I know it couldn't have been an easy journey. What was your career journey?
Oh gosh, it's interesting. I always go back to college because I think that really impacted where I am today. I did everything there from managing the men's lacrosse team. I was a student manager
Oh,
for men's lacrosse at Michigan. Very odd.
how was that?
Humbling. I would just be there like picking up balls. Yeah. Like I would have more buckets of balls. I would just make sure after the guy shot him into the net, I would go fill the
Sounds
buckets. with
very
balls.
humbling.
It was, but
It
now
sounds terrible, I'll be honest. That doesn't sound fun at all.
now thinking about it, anytime I would go out on campus, I knew if anyone tried to mess with me, I could just be like, look at one of the lax dudes and they'd have my back. So I
Amazing.
always felt really safe because there was about
Okay.
40 of them. That
That's
was
a plus.
humbling. That was extremely humbling. But the big, career trajectory, like switch came when I interned for Michigan football. So I really took to the pass game coordinator at the time, Jed Fish. He gave me a bunch of tasks to do. They were really like organizing call sheets that they would use on Saturdays. And I was like a 19-year-old at Michigan. I was like, I do not know if you should trust me with this, but I'm going to do it. And then one time I asked him if he could get me a tutor for econ like all the athletes had.
Oh, nice.
He couldn't,
Okay.
but the tutors at Michigan are like $100. Like these guys are smart, but they're also like con artists. So it was like $100 for an hour of session of for tutoring. So he's like, come babysit my girls at home. I'll pay you. You can pay the tutor. I'm like, great.
Oh,
So
okay.
I started babysitting his little 3 and 5-year-old. Became best friends with his wife. I've known them for 10 years now. He's the head coach at the University of Washington. And so they had gotten me internships with the LA Rams, the LA Sports and Entertainment Commission. So it was just
Wow.
odd, that I was like from Monroe County, grew up with goats and everything. And then I kept like shipping out to LA in the summers. But it was awesome because I was able to get a good taste of the NFL during that one internship. And then I feel like everyone in my spot, and like I feel like most sports broadcasters, we start local. So I started local in Toledo, Ohio, thankfully. So I just commuted from home 40 minutes every day, lived at home for the first year and a half, was able to do literally everything under the sun. And then I was like, okay, I've outgrown this opportunity. I was getting irritable. I was getting short fused. I was like, I know it's time to leave now. Because I feel like staying here is holding me back from pursuing other things. So I had gone on to freelance with this station in Ohio 7 days before the pandemic hit.
Okay.
So not knowing that I would then be out of a job for like 9 months, like had no idea, did not work at all for 9 months. My first job back was a car commercial for Buick.
Okay.
So weird. So
Sounds
weird.
like a
But
nice gig, though.
Nice gig.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. When you're in Detroit, I feel like, yeah, car commercials are something that pop up sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the high school football sidelines for that same station that I was working full time with. They let me do freelance. So I would nanny Monday through Friday in Ann Arbor for a really cute family and would go to a high school football game and sideline that on Fridays. And I like did that through a whole football season. And then that same coach at Michigan, Coach Fish, he got the head coaching job at the University of Arizona in Tucson. So he called me that January and he's like, well, I told you, like, when I become a head coach, you'll come be my team reporter. I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I was very apprehensive. I wasn't sure if I should have done it. Now looking back, I'm like still not totally sure if I should have done it.
Really?
Yeah, I think I uprooted my life. I had like just bought a house 6 months prior, was in a relationship prior.
You
and
had
then
already bought a house?
Yeah. During the
Wow.
pandemic in 2020.
You're impressive.
Interest rates at 3%.
Ugh,
I'll never move
I
from
know.
this house.
We have like 6.8. I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
I'll never move now.
Yeah.
But so I just uprooted everything. It was a really hard job. There weren't a ton of resources. And it was college football. Like, I love college football. When I spend 12 hours around a program, not every single day immersed. It's just very difficult. Hours are insane. You don't have a work-life balance at all. So I was there for not even 5 months. And the Detroit Lions job opened up. And I was like, interesting. I'm like, this is the first time in 7 years that this job is open. So the last time I was, I think, 17 or 18 years old. So I wasn't even at Michigan yet. The last time it was open. So I waited until the last day to apply. So like, yeah, I don't even know how long the window was. I think it might have been a week.
Oh, wow.
I waited
I'm
till
sure
the
there were
last day.
so many applicants.
I think there were hundreds.
I can't imagine.
I think there were hundreds. Someone had told me that there was someone pretty much confirmed for the job. And then they told me I had swooped in and, made them, go a different direction.
You're so good at it.
I appreciate you. I was not good at 25 years old. There was a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But I made a lot of sense. I'm from the area, went to Michigan, spent time with an NFL program, spent 3 seasons in college football. Like, I knew in my heart, like, I made sense for it, but I felt really bad leaving U of A that I just started with, and I love them as a family, to come home to my own family, you know? But that's what it was. I was coming home to my own family. So that carried a lot of weight for me. That whole thing was very difficult. But this Detroit Lions job has like completely changed my life for the best. And I'm around family, and like I don't have to miss out. I have a 1-year-old nephew. He'll be 1 in a week or so. I don't have to miss out on him.
You can be
I
there
see
for
him
all of
every
those
day if I want.
moments.
Yeah. So, because when you're in local, and especially in sports, when you're like working on the weekends, you can't like take work off.
No, I miss so much when I was in news.
Yeah.
Like, especially working the morning shift and my hours being different and constantly being away.
Yeah.
Like, I never take for granted the fact that I can go to birthday parties.
Right.
And even if I'm working, I can go there afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how early you were going to bed, actually.
I was going to bed for a long time at 7 p.m. And then Connor, my husband, he was getting off work at like 7:30. So during that time period, we didn't even talk. We would text a bit during the day. Yeah, so it was rough.
It's that, yes, that is usually how it is. And it's sad. And it's just like at one point, I think I realized at like 28 years old, like, so what, a year and a half ago? Like, I was like, I just can't. I'm like, that won't be like the life that I live.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to put like my relationships on the back burner or like just not be there around family stuff. I'm just like, life is way too short.
That was a huge part of me leaving news too. The sacrifices for me no longer outweighed, like, or the sacrifices weren't worth it anymore for me.
Exactly.
And yeah, I'm so happy I made that choice.
Yeah.
What I really appreciate about you too is that from following you on social media, I've seen you posting about your talent coach. I follow you, I see your work. I'm not just saying this. Like, I've been a reporter, I've been in the industry, I busted my ass in the industry. I like to think I was pretty good. You are really good.
I think you're really good too.
No,
I tell
whenever you
this all the
post
time.
stuff, no, like, you're very, very good.
appreciate
I'm
it.
always blown away by your sideline reporting and everything that you post of your work. But I really appreciate that you post about your talent coach and the work that you put into it. It's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine when people pretend that it just happened overnight.
Oh my God, no.
Because for most people, it doesn't.
No.
So what would be your advice to people? I know there's so many girls who look up to you and like men as well about putting in that work and putting in those reps.
Yeah, I think no matter where you're at, you can make progress. And to me, you sacrifice so much, like we were talking about in this career, that for me, if I was not progressing like at the level that I wanted to or the pace, I would quit in a second. I'd be like, this isn't worth it. We're not getting it down anymore. And I had a moment like that last week that I was like, I'm not progressing in this area as fast as I would like to. I'm like, maybe this isn't a role that I'll ever have. Maybe I'll give up on that dream. And I was like semi okay with that. But in my heart, I'm like, I'm so young, I can still get better at this. So I think everyone's goal is you should be progressing. You shouldn't be in a role that is highly coveted. And I feel like they all are now because there's very few jobs in the sports world right now. But you shouldn't be returning in a role and staying stagnant. Like, you should be evolving. You should be, perfecting your craft. Not everything's going to be perfect, but you should be like getting better. So my talent coach found me about a week before I graduated Michigan in December of 2017. I've literally been working with her ever since. So we're going on like, I think, what will we hit 7 years this year or 8 years this year? I don't know. It's one of the two. I've literally, but like every other week, I've seen her for 7 years.
I was going to say, what does it look like to work with a talent coach? How does that work?
So we get on Zoom. It's an hour-long session. Probably 15 minutes of that is just like us, like, shooting the shit and going over each other's lives. And she's a wine connoisseur, so she breaks down all the new wine that she's getting flown in from Italy.
Love that.
That's a big portion of our talks. But I will send her all my clips. So if I sideline a football game, I'll pull all those clips that I did, all the interviews, and I send them to her in a YouTube link, and she'll watch it, and we'll go through the entire thing, and she'll be like, no, yes, no. And she'll critique me the entire time, and she'll quiz me, and she'll be like, how would you say this differently and stuff? And she's like, you have to say this like this. And it's just like the smallest things, like when you pause in a delivery or pause during a question. It's the smallest things that make a huge difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out the fact that you are this far into your career, this successful, and you're taking the time to cut that every week and send it to her. Yeah. Not everybody has that work ethic.
I'm not above that.
No, but that's work ethic to me. Yeah. Like, one of the things I really admire about you is your work ethic. You can tell that you put in the work and it pays off.
Yeah, I'm sleepy, but we got.
I can relate to that a lot.
Yeah. No, I know. Oh my God, especially because you were doing this all year round. I do this for like a grueling 7 months, like every day. But we get like 5 months off.
Amazing. Yeah.
But like, I couldn't imagine doing it all year round.
It was a different beast too, because like the content just wasn't the content I wanted to be producing. That was the career I was in. But that's a story for another day. This is about you. I want to talk about your time with the Detroit Lions. You have been with the Detroit Lions during arguably the most transformative time in the franchise history. Yeah. What has it been like to be the team reporter the last couple of years during all of this?
At first, it didn't carry a ton of weight. And I'll say that I know how lucky I am to have this job. I knew that from day one. But just seeing where we were in 2021 until now, it's like as the team evolved, my position got more important with it. Like, the whole team got more important over the years. all the personnel, like that's why they've all been plucked and went to different teams. Like everyone just got a little bit more important each year. So it's been really cool to see that kind of transformation, because no one was like calling me to appear on shows and talk about the Lions in 2021, or not even as much in 2022 either. But as they've gotten better, I've gotten more insane opportunities, like to go on NFL Network during the draft in Detroit. Like if we weren't good and I wasn't getting the reps I was getting, they wouldn't have called me and asked me to do that. So selfishly, in the beginning, I didn't think that it would impact me if we weren't winning, but now seeing that when we do win, it directly impacts me in the best way. So that's the selfish part of it. But just being home with a hometown team, like when we were in San Francisco 2 years ago, in the first half, I look over at like one of our, I think it was our social intern at the time. I'm like, I think Detroit's going to the Super Bowl. That was in the first half. Second half was a very much different story.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it was insane. We had Zoom calls set up because we had to like plan the logistics of going to the Super Bowl. And that's what we were on those calls for. Because even before you get to the NFC Championship game or AFC Championship game, all the teams are on informational Zoom calls, because you're going to take probably 500 people with you from each organization to this Super Bowl. So it took weeks of planning. So they told us like how our families would get there, what it would all entail. And then I had to relay that back to my family. Hey, everyone get ready. You'll get on this plane at this time. And then y'all will go to...
Your family was going to come?
Yes, because the Lions were great. And they were going to allow us to bring family members on a chartered flight.
That's amazing.
So I was like, guys, you'll leave this day. You'll go, this is where the plane is. We'll go to Vegas. And then y'all will come back at this day. So to lose and like all of that, just like go right out the window. That was really tough. Yeah. And last year was even like, we didn't even know what to do with ourselves because it was just so early. We're like, we should be playing in what, two more football games. So that was a really tough pill to swallow. But coming from a hometown girl and having this position is insane. I don't know if there's any other like hometown girls who have like gone to the Super Bowl with their team in terms of like the team reporter roles.
That's so true.
Yeah, there's not a lot. So I knew how insane that would be and still hoping that it happens.
Yeah.
But it's literally been the best, 4 years of my life, and now going into season 5. Yeah, season 5's already here. It's been the best ever.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this season?
Well,
I know, kind of a tough day to ask you that.
Week 1 didn't go great.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's a lot of kinks to work out, and I think that's what you saw against what appears to be a very, very good team. So I think I'm chill.
You are
it's
a
week
chill
1.
girl.
Everyone get your stuff together. We need to not give up. No mean comments in any of my Twitter or Instagram.
Are people mean to you when they lose?
They post some kind of like mean things.
Like what?
Like there's some mean comments sometimes. And sometimes it's not directed at me.
I was going to say, why would they be mad at you?
Correct. But sometimes it is. But a lot of the times it's like being towards a team. And I'm like, what do you want me to do with this comment? You want me to relay this to Dan Campbell?
So dumb. I'm sorry. People on social media can be so dumb.
I'm like, what? Like, get off the internet. Everyone take a breather.
Yes.
And do not come to me with your problems. Because I don't care. I have no capacity to internalize it or think about it. So I'm just like, just don't come to me for it. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like this next question kind of piggybacks off that. Talk to me about your experience being in this role and being a woman in a predominantly male-dominated sport, atmosphere. What has that been like for you?
I get this question all the time.
Of course.
I think women can benefit from being in this role, and I think they have more advantages sometimes than men. And I say that because I guess I've never been told a player or coach has never told me, no, you can't interview me. I've literally never had anyone say no to me.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
But sometimes you'll see, like some male reporters go up and ask questions and they'll get shut down, or the players will be very sassy. I have never had a man not give me the time of day.
Right?
It's because what happens is they either see their daughters, their moms, their wives, or their girlfriends, and they're like, that like softens them a little bit. And so they're way more open, they're way more free with their time. And so I think there's so many more advantages to being a female in this. And it's just, I feel like if you turn on an interview and you see a coach getting emotional, I feel like 9 times out of 10, it's probably a female bringing that out of them. Because we just ask, God, I've already had 2, I do production meetings with college coaches throughout the week before my college football games. And I, without a doubt, every couple weeks, I get one of these old men to cry because of just what I'm at. Because I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious from a different angle than men are sometimes. And it just evokes something else in them that they get really emotional and very vulnerable with me. I had one coach crying last week on a Zoom call, and it was awesome. And he was like, I cannot believe I'm doing this right now. I'm like, bring the tears. Let's go. And he was
That's what they pay you for.
I know. He was just so emotional about like just returning back to a place that had like built his career up. And it was like, tell me more, you know? And I just don't know if someone else would have asked that. I don't know, 1, if someone would have asked that. And then 2, if they did, if it would just evoke the same emotion out of someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that you're so open about the advantages of it because I have asked that question before. I have a lot of friends in the industry and I don't know if we always get to hear about the advantages or people are always open about that.
I know. Yeah.
So I think that's cool that you are.
I think a lot of people just, you know, be like, oh, it's so difficult. There's only men. They don't take us seriously. Blah, 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 blah. And I just, to me, I've just always been like, okay, I'm going to forge my own path. And if, like, you get on, you know, if you get on the train, great. If you don't, like, have any ounce of, you know, space in your head to be like, oh, a female can actually talk about this and be good at this job, then, like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I could care less. So I'm like, I see mainly positives to us being in the sports space.
Beautiful. That is so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Game day.
Yeah.
Do you have any game day rituals or how do you prepare?
I wish I had rituals. I feel like I should be more superstitious.
No, but do you go over your notes? Do you have like any kind of routine like that to get prepped?
I will say throughout the week, I will quiz myself. Usually like while I'm in the shower or something. Like I'm doing an everyday like mundane thing.
No, that's smart though.
I will just like, I'll remember my stories and I will just rehearse them in my head. I don't know why I do that in the shower.
Because that might be the only time you really slow down.
I was going to say but for me, I'm like, okay, this is an efficient way to use this time. Like, no, showering is efficient. It's fine. But this is another way to like elevate that efficiency.
Well, it's a bit of habit stacking.
Yeah, 100%. We love habit stacking.
Yes.
Yeah,
and for me, whenever I was prepping, especially for being live, and I need to get better at this with everything because I've been slacking. But whenever I would practice, especially I remember the first time I went live for Channel 7, I was still working in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And at the time, I wanted to come home and work in Detroit so bad. It's funny, like every time you accomplish a goal, you forget how bad you wanted it at the time.
Then I'm like,
and then I'm like, all right, I did it. What's next?
Yep.
But at the time, for me, and also the industry has changed. And just to be honest, it was harder to get the job at that time.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted it so bad. And it was during the pandemic. And I was in Traverse City. And they sent me up there from Grand Rapids to report on just the pandemic, how they were handling it, and all the restrictions they had. I prepped for that live hit for Channel 7 in the morning more than I'd prepped for anything. I actually like rehearsed it in the mirror. And I'm going to be honest, I killed it. Like it was so flawless and so good. And that's when I really learned practicing and reciting that stuff to yourself is so helpful.
Oh, okay. I guess this would be my ritual pregame. I'm pacing down and back and forth on the sideline, just going over my open.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'll memorize. Everyone's like, oh, do you memorize? Like, how do you I only memorize that open because the rest of the hits kind of have to play to the game. And obviously how your announcer throws down to you might dictate how you start that hit. So like, don't pigeonhole yourself into like memorizing it. But I will pace back and forth. People probably think I'm like literally like psychotic because I'm just like reciting something. And
you probably know.
You can't hear anything. And my eyes are probably like that. That would be the ritual that unless you know this industry, you would have no idea what I'm doing. It just looks weird.
I think because I know the industry,
100%.
I would be like, don't talk to her. She's obviously
1,000,000%. And most don't, which is great. I'm like, please no one talk to me because I'm going to be overstimulated for the next 3.5 hours.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
don't talk to me. Yeah.
You also have been posting, I feel like, in the last year more online surrounding like beauty.
Yeah.
I see your red light mask. I've seen you posting about the
Love that.
facials. What is your beauty routine or your travel must-haves for game day?
I've recently gotten onto the Korean skincare.
Yes.
Like everyone does Metacube.
Yeah.
I do MetaHeal.
Wait, what?
I freaking love it. They have a bunch of toner pads and their serums. They have like, I can't even pronounce what ingredients are in
Is
there.
it a sister brand or what?
I don't think so at all. They're probably playing off Metacube and hoping people
It's
accidentally
working.
buy MetaHeal.
Yeah.
They sent me some products. So I'm like, okay,
And you
I'll
love
use it.
them.
I love them. And it's the only thing I've ever really rebought and like actually put in
Because
my
I
routine.
love Metacube. And it's so cheap. It's like the only cheap thing that works well for me.
the collagen masks
Yes.
from Metacube. Twice a week.
So good. I
a
do
week.
their overnight one that like seals over your face and you like pull it off in the morning. Terrible to sleep in, but it's like $17.
Is it the 2-piece or no?
No. It's like a goo. You smear it on your face and it forms like a film over your face. It is terrible to sleep in, but it's crazy to me because I swear by like medical skincare. But it's $17. I wake up in the morning and it's the best my skin has ever looked.
It off.
You peel it off. It's kind of fun. Like
I'm
a
sure
snake.
it's very satisfying.
It is very satisfying. I hate sleeping in it.
I was going to say, I'm a weirdo and I sleep on my back. So I
great.
can do it all. I don't know how. I feel like most people don't sleep on their backs.
I try so hard.
Okay.
I mean,
you have
inevitably,
to.
I toss and turn a bit.
Yeah.
But I also try just because I think I saw Kim Kardashian or someone posting about like how much better you age if you sleep on your back.
I know.
I try.
To squish your
I can,
face for
hear
8 or
Connor
9
laughing.
hours. Like,
it's bad.
it's not good
And
for
I think
you.
about the wrinkles I'm creating. I'm working on it.
We're slowing down the wrinkling process. We're trying to.
When we sleep on our backs.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
I agree with all of this.
Okay, so MetaHeal.
MetaHeal is like the main product that I use. And then I know people are always like, oh, products. I'm like, they're fantastic. They're great. But like you have to go in and actually see like a doctor or something if you want legit results.
Yeah.
So like you saw like my ridiculous lasering that I did earlier in the year.
Wild. What was the name of that?
Contour TRL. It's
I've
similar
never
to the
seen
O2
anything like that.
laser.
The CO2?
CO2 laser, yes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Where it just takes a whole layer of your skin off.
How long was your recovery for that?
I was down, and when I say down bad, it was just couldn't really go out in public for like 4 days. But it never
it was
hurt.
pretty bad.
It never hurt.
Yeah, it
except
never
the
hurt.
1 hour after the procedure where it's burning. After that, it never hurt at
You
all.
guys have to go to Danny's TikTok where you
insane.
posted about it. I am all about the facials. I just posted one today about a salmon sperm facial. So I'm all into the crazy
I
stuff.
love salmon sperm.
That was one of the wildest facials I've ever seen.
I know.
And eventually I will try to get it.
Just what I found that it did is it did a little. And everyone's like, oh, you're 29 years old. You don't need it. I'm like,
Whatever.
I don't know what my skin needs.
They don't
Only
know
I do.
anything, okay?
And like, there's a little bit of fine lines, fine wrinkles. When it takes layer of your skin off,
Yeah.
you have less of those wrinkles. And then it did this tightening effect, which was my favorite part of the entire thing.
Okay, so you felt like it made a big difference.
Oh my God. I've done Halo.
Yeah.
I did BBL. Microneedling, which I still love, that my doctors can be like, where are you at? You're supposed to get one every month.
The recovery time is hard.
I know it is. It's like the first 3 days, I know I'm going to be red, and then sometimes it makes my skin
Purge. I always
like-
purge a little bit around the chin.
I know, and I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. I have a game this weekend. But yeah, he's just like, we're doing this, and so I just say, okay,
That's nice.
yeah. I trust him with my life, so I just go do it. Yeah.
Ugh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to do 10 Detroit Lions rapid fire
Ooh,
questions.
I'm excited for this.
Okay, so I'll say them and then as quick as you can,
Okay.
rapid fire your
Okay.
initial response.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite Lions player to interview?
JMO.
That was
No
quick.
question. I get that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really
Sometimes it
funny?
changes. Have you ever heard his laugh? I think you could Google
Yeah,
Jameson Williams laugh and you'll know.
So, okay,
And
that alone.
I've seen him mature and evolve over the last few years. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Most underrated player on the roster?
Oh God. I don't think enough people talk about DJ Reader. DJ Reader's on our defensive line. He's in year 10. Everyone talks about Ali McNeil, rightfully so. So good. He's out with an injury right now. But DJ Reader, if they didn't have him last year, I cannot imagine what it would have looked like. So I'm gonna go DJ.
Danny, you're so good. I'm like fangirling over you
got you.
in real time.
Got you.
Dan Campbell in one word.
Gritty came to mind first.
That's good.
Yeah,
It's rapid
he is.
fire.
Yeah, he is. He's normal, but he's gritty.
The player most likely to surprise people this season.
I think we saw Isaac Tesla do it in
Yes.
that last catch.
Yeah.
I don't think we could actually. I don't think we knew he could actually do that in an NFL game. And he does it week 1 on 1 catch. So,
And I almost wish it was in a different game.
I know. I hope he
'Cause
still
it's so
celebrates
good.
it though, because he should.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
The funniest player in the locker room.
I'm like, who's always making jokes? I get his sense of humor because I have a similar one. It can be sometimes dry and dark. David Montgomery's funny though. He's pretty funny. Just the way he answers questions and stuff.
Okay.
It's pretty dark.
Favorite Lions pregame fit.
Oh my gosh.
I know that's kind of a tough one.
Holy smokes. Who has really good style? Gosh, J-Mo has really good style. Amon-Ra has really good style.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got like the gritty dad look from Jared and Sam and Jack, like
Yeah.
the Iowa guys and Jared.
You got to pick one.
Oh my God. That's
Go with your
really
heart. Go with your
tough.
gut.
You know, I'll do a random one. I'll do Hutch. Hutch has very good style.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That actually came to mind. I feel like I've
Okay,
seen
good.
some good fits
He
from him.
does. Yeah, he's got good fits.
Loudest player during practice.
I can give you loudest coach, and it's Kelvin Shepard. He screams his head off.
Maybe that can be your answer.
No, the loudest player is Terrion Arnold, and he knows that.
Okay.
He's fully aware. He does not stop talking.
The quietest player during practice.
I think the team will have a different answer, but I've never actually heard Jack Campbell yell, and that is a big part of his job. So I'm going to go Jack Campbell.
Okay. If the Lions make it to the Super Bowl, who will give the best locker room speech?
I mean, I think it's Coach Campbell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
You know,
too. But I never knew what you were going to say.
I know. I think that one's obvious.
If you could mic up one Lion every game, who would it be?
Jared. It would be Goff.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I just, to be in the head of the starting quarterback would be insane.
Yeah.
It's like, could you imagine if we heard a full like Tom Brady game one time? Or a Peyton Manning, just their inner thoughts would be insane. Yeah. And then you'd get a good dose of the offensive coordinator as well, and like what they're scheming as well. So I would go the quarterback.
I love your mind. Sounds great. You know much more about the Lions than me, so I
That's
agree
my
with
job.
everything. For those who are listening right now and they really, really look up to you, and maybe they're in college or a little bit farther in their career and they really want to emulate what you have accomplished, what would be your number one tip for them?
Oh gosh. I've been short fused over the last 2 weeks, so this is funny I'm saying this, but like just being kind to everyone that you come across will be very helpful, because
Yeah.
you never know when you're going to see them down the line. And it's like I could see like if someone got, a bad taste in their mouth from someone, years before, and like now they're their sideline reporter, maybe they're the audio guy or the camera guy. I could see them not having as sharp of a focus on when they, or I could see them like, not checking the batteries during the game and maybe your mic fails. Like I could see if you're just not nice. I could see that. And I think that's valid karma to an extent. So that's kind of been the biggest thing for me. The sports world is so small. It's so small. I feel like I know everyone in it. So being kind. And then another one is like, I did not say no when I was in college. I didn't say no I didn't start saying no until probably a year or two ago, where I was just like, this opportunity doesn't fill my cup. I don't need the money. I can pass on this. So I just never said no. I was up at the crack of dawn. I was making peanut butter sandwiches for very famous people.
Yeah.
I would say know your worth in terms of that. But when you're young and someone very famous asks you to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you make it for them. Story for a whole other day. And then, it's just, never say no and just be kind to everyone.
Yeah. And even today, you were in Green Bay 24 hours ago, and the fact that you agreed to come to Detroit and be on this
I
podcast.
don't check my schedule. I take it one day at a time.
Okay, I was watching your story. I was like, dang, and she's going to come to Detroit. She's going to be on the podcast tomorrow.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm here.
I really love that tip about being kind because I don't think people realize how small an industry can be and also how long a career can be. Because there can be someone who is perhaps underneath you in the career ladder right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's going to stay that way.
Oh, yeah, no.
At the very beginning of my career, I worked with someone who, I'm just going to say it, was nasty.
Yeah.
Really nasty, did really unethical things. And years later, I was in a place where they were interviewing for a job and the boss came to me and asked me if I think that they should get hired. And I even feel bad like ever saying no because I never want to feel like someone didn't get a job for me. But this person was just really bad to work with. And I had to say, I was like, I really don't think that they should be on the team, and they didn't get the job. And I don't say that because I feel good about it. I say it because that person, when I initially met them, would never have thought that I would be a factor in them getting a job or not. But that's how life goes. Like someone who's underneath you right now could very well be your boss in 10 years.
Yeah, and that scenario happened to me too. One time someone asked me for advice on a human I had worked with and did not have a good experience with, like would not acknowledge my existence. And I told them like, this is what it's like. And then they ended up like confirming, okay, I've heard these things. I was like, that's my experience. So yeah, I always tell people like, form your own opinion, like go off your own experiences. And then when your own experience tells you something, like, okay, then, you can pick up and take your energy elsewhere.
Yeah. Always a good lesson. Yeah. Something for all of us to think about this week. Last question. The name of the show is Water Your Garden. Yeah. And the precipice is that every episode is a chance to pour into yourself and water your own garden. What does that look like for you in your life? What do you do to pour into yourself and feel better?
Something that was new this year for me for like at least 6 months, I had 2 therapists because that's what I needed in my life.
Amazing.
I'd done therapy intermittently, like in the past, but nothing like legit. But I just had noticed like my nervous system was set off after the Lions season ended very abruptly. And my entire identity was tied into that job. And now it wasn't. And I was like, it was the first time it affected my nervous system. And I was like, what do? Do I just sit here? And I didn't know how to cope with it. So I would, no one knows that on social media. Like I don't post about my therapist, So I would say for me, it was, being vulnerable and knowing that I needed to spend 2 hours at least a week just talking through things and working through things. And so now I'm down to 1 therapist because that's all I have time for.
Yeah.
And she's great. And she makes sure she gets me in at like 8 a.m. on every Wednesday. But yeah, that's what I did. That wasn't something that I normally did. And I think it's for sure changed my life and just how I approach situations. And I'm always a person that doesn't want to burden friends or family with, like, I'll listen to everything you want to tell me, all of like your hardships throughout the week, whatever. But like when it comes to that, in terms of my hardships, I don't like to burden people. So I'm like, let me go talk to my therapist for 60 minutes and burden her real quick. And she's fantastic. She's made me come to a lot of realizations that I don't think family members or friends would. So, yeah, that's what I would do. I would say if your nervous system's a little shot, especially people in our industry where we don't get to stop ever, I think seeking some outside help will change your life for sure.
Thank you for that.
Of course.
Dannie Rogers, you put in the work and it shows, and you are so kind. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I appreciate you, girl. I will help water this podcast wherever, like I will bring some buckets of water. We will just water the thing out of it.
I love it. Thank you.
Of course.
Dannie is such an inspiring person. I said it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it a million times. This week, she has really inspired me to work harder at all aspects of my life, not just my career, but my family life, my mental health as well. Send this episode to someone who is looking for a little bit of inspiration this week, or of course, any Detroit Lions fan for all of that behind the scenes information. Thank you so much for watering your metaphorical garden with me. Love you guys.